welcome back to the Athena Championship. I'm so happy to see that so many of you stuck around. I really appreciate that you all enjoyed watching the interviews. Speaking of, I would like to take this opportunity to thank every single interviewee who participated this week with me. I know that the scheduling was an issue with NA and EU time zones and things like that, and I'm so grateful to all the beautiful ladies who put the time and effort into them, and it turned out so fantastic. Thank you so much. I'd also like to put an extra aside thank you to Alokia, a huge thank you to her, because she did all the layouts for the interview, of course, but also for this whole tournament. All the overlays have been just so beautiful, so phenomenal. I saw so many compliments, and I think she absolutely deserves them. Fantastic job. Also, a side note, thank you to Transparent and Tiny for helping me out with the interviews as well, on all the panic I had caused and put them through. So that's just a side thank you on that. Now, we are going into another final best of 3 series with 2 top dog teams, Team Gaia and Team Artemis. That went 4-0 in both of the teams went 4-0 in their series. Now, this time in my cast, I will be joined by Jinxie Cat, here replaced by previously Akira. Thank you so much for joining casting with me today. I am so grateful that you took time and effort to come on today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been really exciting. I've been looking forward to this all week, and I'm really excited to see the games today. It's been really fun watching. Been in and out, in the middle of the morning, hanging out and seeing all the awesome games.
Yeah, the games have been pretty riveting. The games that we've been casting have been so close. 2-1 games on both sides. It seems fantastic drafts, great plays, and the casting has been really exciting. So I'm really happy that you get to see and cast this game with me today. So we do have Team Gaia and Team Artemis competing against each other. We do have Gaia banning out Dragonshire and Braxis Holdout, otherwise known as Brexit Holdout. And Team Artemis have banned out Infernal and Cursed, and we're just waiting for the map pick now.
I am really excited. Got a couple of I always like to call them staple maps getting out of there. So we might go to some more less picked maps. I know a lot of players love to just go to Infernal Shrines because it's very just one of the standard maps, kind of like Cursed Hollow. So we'll get to see something a little bit crazier, like Towers of Doom or Alterac Pass. Even that would be really fun.
That would be a really interesting one. Another that is even considered a very old map. But Sky Temple is very rarely picked, and it'll be interesting game to cast, I think. Especially from a macro perspective, lots of things that can happen there.
Sky Temple was always funny because I feel like Braxis used to be kind of like, the agreement that neither one of us are going to ban it, but neither one of us are going to pick it either, because nobody wants to deal with that. And now Sky Temple is kind of seeing the same treatment.
I kind of see that. We're not going to ban it, but we ain't going to pick it either. But we do have a map pick finally, and we're going to the first map, Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Well, this is my favorite map. I'm very excited. I really like how Tomb meta has kind of evolved from, you used to just pick an insane amount of wave clear like a Jaina and Johanna, and you would just clear the waves as fast as possible and turn in as fast as possible. And now you're looking for some more poke heroes like Li Ming, who isn't necessarily the best wave clear, comes through because she's really great at poking out those turn-ins, and then it becomes more like not so much how can we turn in, but how can we stall our enemies from turning in.
That's actually a really good point. And we actually managed to cast a game today on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and we had amazing drafts. Things like Kerrigan got pulled out, Greymane, really nice DPS diving combos, and we absolutely loved casting that. We love when there's chaos. The more chaos, the better.
When we get to see those unusual non-meta picks, it's always just even more exciting. And I think when we have tournaments like these, especially, we get to see them more, and it's just really crazy, really fun, and I am ready for it.
Same. I'm really excited to see how it's going to go between these two teams, Team Gaia and Team Artemis. Gaia is actually not a goddess. She's the mother of goddesses. She was one of the first beings in Greek legend. So it'll be interesting to see what the team pulls out. Will they pull out something very important? Something like a dominant Johanna first pick. As you know, Johanna is really important on this map.
Mm-hmm.
For wave clear. Like you did mention that wave clear, people have been pulling away from wave clear, but I think it's kind of like they stopped picking Gul'dan and like mages of wave clear, but have stepped up with things like May and Johanna, tanks that actually have wave clear.
Yeah, definitely. And the wave clear is still an incredible, very, very important. You've got to get those gems because it doesn't matter how many kills you have. You can't get those towers pushed, and in the end, you just can't do it. So the wave clear still very important, but it's not the end all be all. I think is more what I was going for. I like the Mays. I like the Johannas. We do see some heroes that are less wave clear focused though and more engaged because you do have all those kills. It doesn't really matter how slow your wave clear is. Things like Diablo come through often. ETC as well, maybe going for that Echo Pedal at level 7. So lots of different ways to play this.
Yeah, that's actually a really interesting pick, that Echo Pedal on ETC as a possible pick, albeit ETC has fallen off the meta a little bit. But I'd love to see some cow action,
We always need more cowbell. I don't know if maybe you guys play over on EU. We've seen it like kind of resurge just a bit after the Diablo nerfs in NA. Is he still kind of the bottom, everything else has been banned out tank over here in EU?
ETC doesn't get banned nor picked very often in the meta right now in higher elo, though you do see more Diablo than you do ETC these days.
Right. Yeah,
Diablo's pretty nice.
Makes sense. I love Diablo even after it got nerfed. Like, all right, I'll go W build. That was always my preferred Diablo anyways. So good to see that he's still around and kicking because it always seems that he kind of, waxes and wanes in the meta.
Yeah, Diablo did kind of get a bit of a lackluster time after he got changed and after the changes got nerfed. But it is good to see you when you do see him. He just dominates him, even though he's such a rare pick. He does dominate when he is picked, which is a really interesting play style of his.
Absolutely. Looks like we're just about ready to head on in here.
Any second now. I believe we are ready to go any second. We're waiting on taco. I wait on my tacos a lot as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
They take a long time to prepare.
Absolutely. I'm from the Southwest over here, so we know all about waiting on a good taco, and it's worth it,
I'm just looking at the team names. We have a lot of food. We have jam, we have taco, we have a biscuit. I'm getting really hungry here.
Oh,
many
man,
foodie names.
Jam on your biscuit. We have 2 jams. That
yes.
definitely won't be confusing at all.
So the second jam, I will note, just for viewers to know, if you see a second jam in the game, it is actually Everheart. There is the team needed to give a Smurf or an alt account because she wasn't able to unlock all the 16 heroes. As you understand, a lot of people from NA have ventured out into the EU and just haven't had time to unlock all the heroes.
Right, that makes sense.
So I will try to be mindful and know which jam is jam. But I will give out and take this opportunity to give out to Jam. You need to become more original with your Smurf names because this is difficult now. She's not very creative with her usernames.
Yeah, I have a friend. His in-game name is Led. I think he's got 3 or 4 Smurfs now, and they're all named Led. I'm like, Led, please. Like, we don't know. He's like, hold on, let me log on to my. Oh wait, this one doesn't have. Oh, this one doesn't have it. Hold on, I think, and we're just sitting there like, waiting for the hero they're looking for.
Yeah, you need to become more original with your usernames, guys. It makes it easier for us to identify you and call you out. Jixie, I would like to actually ask, what time is it for you at the moment? Because we are, worlds apart at the moment, casting like this.
Yeah, definitely. It's currently 11 in the morning for me.
Whoa, it's 6 p.m. for me. I'm off to
Yeah.
make myself a dinner and take a nap already.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
finished up some breakfast and came on in here. We were talking about doing some of the other games, and like, I was definitely down to do it, but I think the first one started at 6 a.m. for me, and I was like, the 4:30 wake up time is rough, but I do it. I do it for heroes.
oh, thank you so much for even considering. And I'm really glad that you even got up on like up and ready to cast at 11 a.m. on a Saturday. You
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
Saturday is a day off, a day to sleep in, and you still took the time and effort to come out today to cast with us. And we so appreciate the whole Heroes Lounge community.
Well, thanks. It's absolutely my pleasure. It's been really fun getting a cast. I love Heroes of the Storm, and especially tournaments like this. I feel like it's really important to, highlight the strong women that we have in our community when so often a lot of them can be overlooked sometimes.
And finally, we can get into the game because Taco is finally ready and we can eat. Okay. we,
Absolutely.
we have Team of the Spider Queen with Team Gaia on the left and Team Artemis on the right. With the first ban coming out at Hogger. Hogger has not been banned a single time today on the series that we've been casting.
Definitely makes sense why these are our top two teams currently. I'm going to ban out that Hogron Tomb. Definitely gets a lot of value being able to clear those knights and those bottom siege camps so very quickly. You might not even know that he's missing, so get him out of here.
That's a very good point. Hogger is very oppressive, but in response, the team does ban out Sonya. Also, a very oppressive offlane at the moment, especially with her obnoxious W build that's become
Yeah.
very meta. So I do understand and respect that Sonya ban.
I'm really glad that we're getting to see a couple of different bands come out here because I don't know necessarily what it's like over here on EU, but in
Mm.
NA, immediately it's like Chromie, Medivh, like Stukov and Diablo, Hogger obviously thrown in there. So we're seeing a little bit of a different mix up here. Uther is already going to be banned out as well, and that's a shame. I love me a good Uther tank.
Uther has probably been one of the highest banned heroes here at the moment in the series that we've been casting. Very toxic pick from a main tank perspective, from a solo lane perspective, and from a main healer. That
Yeah,
dude can flex way too much, so they don't want to
right.
be able to deal with that. But you were mentioning earlier that Chromie is a popular ban over in NA, and we do see that ban coming out from Team Gaia.
Yeah, get her out of here. Nobody wants to be pinged all the way from Narnia. Lunara coming out for a first pick. Now that's really interesting.
Mm.
I like the Lunara.
The Lunar pick is very interesting. I completely agree. It's not something that we see first lock, especially in Tomb of the Spider Queen. So I wonder if it's an issue of comfort and hero pool that's coming out on the side of Team Artemis. So I wonder what their team plan is. However, in response, Team Gaia has picked up Johanna and Orphea. Fantastic wave clear, both heroes.
Absolutely. Johanna and Orphea, a little bit more common to what we're seeing. We're going to see the Leo come out here, and that might be to deny the big combo that we see of Entomb, Internal Feast. May coming out as well, and I think that is great into Johanna.
May is a great pick here. I do like seeing Johanna and May on Tomb of Spider Queen. We discussed it at the start. We said that, the meta now is actually picking wave clear tanks. And we do
Right.
see the two most wave cleared ladies and the only two lady tanks coming out as well. Both Johanna and May. So I don't know. I love it. I'm up for it.
It's on brand. Brightwing gonna be banned out here. See what
Yeah.
maybe they're looking for. Go right ahead.
No, I was going to say, yeah, Brightwing Banked is an interesting thing because you think Tomb of Spider Queen is a really small map, but rather the reason
Mhm.
why Brightwing has become so meta is because of the Z reduced cooldown if you're in lane, and because Tomb of Spider Queen allows you to double soak a lot, you get that cooldown reduction. So understandable why the Brightwing got banned out, and then we get Lucio and Urel.
Like, just I'm very excited about these drafts, you guys. I couldn't tell
This doesn't
already.
look normal to
Urel.
you.
No, yeah, not at all. Urel coming through now. I'm probably gonna be so behind on the meta over here. Sylvanas Stukov coming in to finish it off. This is definitely on the side of Artemis, a draft that I would say is more usual. Over on my side, I mean, Urel, she's really fallen out in NA. Like, we see her every so often. The folks who are still really insane Urels are still really insane Urels, so they're going to pick it. But nobody feels necessarily that that's something you need to learn right away these days.
And the final pick. Mephisto. Okay, no. Okay, this is not an EU normal draft, I promise.
I'm like, Lucio Mephisto, I've never seen that, but sure. I'm down for it.
This is a very spicy draft coming out from Team Gaia, and I'm absolutely up for it. Mephisto did get buffed a few patches ago, so I'm interested to see what they're going to do with him, with the double mage comp on the side of Team Gaia.
Me too. It's looking to be really spicy here. Our only concern is double mage can work. We always have those double mage lol memes. But if you take short, quick, bursty fights, you pop all your cooldowns and then you run away, then it works really, really well. My concern is that isn't necessarily what we see on Tomb of the Spider Queen. We usually tend to see lots of long, drawn out fights.
I completely understand, but I guess they're opting a little bit more towards wave clear. Just to bear in mind for the viewers that there will be 2 jams, and the second jam I will be introducing as Everheart. So in this case, Everheart is the Mephisto, as we're going to go into game 1 of the 3rd series in the Athena Championship. I'll start introducing the blue team first. The blue team, Team Gaia. We have Jam playing Johanna, Twinkles on Orphea, Marbuckle on Urel, Jam 2.0, otherwise known as Everheart, on Mephisto, and Athene on the Lucio.
And over here on the right-hand side, we got Zebes on that Stukov. We got Ari on that May. Darren Shunkar. Oh my goodness. Darren Shuka. I hope I'm saying that right. Will be your Lunara. Paige Biscuit is your Leo. And Taco rocking that Sylvanas.
All right. We do see a cheesy strat coming out on the side of the red team with the Sylvanas trait. Very nice rotation there, focusing that top fort.
It's going to get a little bit of damage before heading right on back in. Marbuckle already jumping on top of him, looking to knock back Zebes, and May already popping that cryo freeze. But First Blood going over to the side of Team Gaia as they take out Stukov.
Johanna looked like she was in a bit of a spot of trouble, but Jam does pop her unstoppable to get away. Urel's aggressive play to get Eri into the backline almost. Oh my goodness. Marbuckle, that was confidence. Confidence.
So much confidence in the support there. Now back to our wave clearing. He's going to step up, clear it out. Didn't even miss a wave. Jam coming in there, going to try and clear everybody out. Mephisto really helping add to this wave clear with the poke. Pretty gosh darn good from Team Artemis here.
The team is just focusing on wave clear. Paige Biscuit already in the middle to help the team with the wave clear issue, and going back to the bot lane. The blue team slightly ahead in the 4-man rotations to clear and collect those gems.
Being able to rotate so quickly with their insane wave clear. I mean, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier. Still a very good strategy, albeit, more of a classic one here. May has to use that Blizzard to burn it down. Taco coming through to help clean out as well. Taking a look at these talents here. We've opted for the Overwhelming Affliction. So that's extra percentage damage on Sylvanas if she gets 3 stacks Banshee's Curse onto a member of the opposing team.
It's a very good talent and oppressive against the front line, especially after level 7 when the Banshee ends up proccing those 3 stacks. But the bot lane seems to be a standard casual brawling 1v1. The red team is getting their camp on the right-hand side, but the blue team is actually sneaking the siege camp with Mephisto and Lucio. Never thought I'd see the day where Lucio and Mephisto are doing camps.
Are you implying this isn't the best camp-taking composition that we've ever seen? Because I wholeheartedly agree. That really nice play from them. Took a little bit of a while, but they were able to get it out. We're going to see the Spell Armor do so much work here in the mid lane, especially against Orphea and Johanna, who are mostly spell-focused, but team members of Team Gaia should be able to clear this out fairly easily.
Twinkle doing a lot of aggressive plays with Orphea. There's only one way to play Orphea, and that is aggressive. You cannot play passive on her. Twinkle in a position to do a good bit of pressure and damage, but just standard rotations by both teams, really well played, making sure to collect the XP and collect the gems, because the first turn-in can allow the teams to snowball.
Take a moment just to continue clearing out here. It's all about that soak. Early on Tomb of the Spider Queen, you don't necessarily see the team fights, the knockdown, drag out brawls that we see on some other maps. You just really want to get those gems in, try to deny, find a pick, then turn in. So we should be a little bit slower for a moment. I say that, Paige Biscuit, starting to look a little bit rough there, but Wraith walks away, able to get out. Leo is so hard to gank.
Leo is always difficult to gank, and even if you do get the gank off, was it really worth though?
Right. He'll come back, especially early on, grabs that spooky ghost hand onto your tank. 15 seconds later, he's right back in the mix. Definitely not the best pick to worry about early on.
We do see Urel trying to turn in the bot side, Paige pressuring Urel off the turn-in. Lucio also managing to get the last 3 gems in, and this is going to be the first turn-in for blue team, Team Gaia.
Have to see where they're looking to push in here. Aries done a great job of clearing out those minions in the mid lane. Now, for those who don't know, the spiders do start on your minion wave or where forts spawn, whichever is further out. So they're able to push in those blue minion waves, and Spider will start very far forward here on this middle lane.
Jam is again slowly shredded because of that level 1 talent on Sylvanas that we spoke about earlier. It is going to be a tank shredder, especially after level 7. Stukov Silence doing really nice zoning, pressuring Jam and Athene off away from pushing the mid fort.
Interesting for Stukov, just as we're speaking about him, we'll have to hold that thought, is Everheart, they're also known as Jam on the Mephisto, takes a little bit of a knacker and has to back on up, but great clear from Team Artemis. Able to get it out without losing much here at all. Stukov has gone for Spine Launcher. We're seeing more of a Mage Cov build here, as we like to call it.
Sylvanas does manage to get a lot of damage off there on Twinkle, but of course with her Q constantly hitting enemy heroes, she's able to consistently move and dodge skill shots. New York is getting a very big turn-in and bot, 38 total gems by Paige Biscuit, and the blue team is looking to be a little bit aggressive here on the top side.
I see it. Jam turning in as well. Airy trying to interrupt him. Big chomp coming out from Twinkles there. They're able to push back the members of Team Gaia just for a moment. And here we're going to see Airy try to turn in once again. This is one of the hardest bits of having your tank collect the gems. They have to be the ones to peel. So when they're trying to turn in, you're looking for different heroes to step up there, which can be a little bit risky. But nevertheless, Artemis get those gems in. They're going to look to push as well. And with these Sylvanas black arrows, this is going to be one heck of a shove here.
This turn-in is going to be very oppressive because the red team is also slightly ahead in XP. So during this push, they're possibly going to be able to get level 10, which could be a rough situation. Eri is found in between a tank and a healer. She could be in a spot of bad trouble. But she tries to engage onto the Orphea. Great knockback by Mark Buckle. Unstoppable has to be popped to try and survive. Paige doing a lot of work to try and ensure Orphea doesn't get free reign. But the entomb and the silence and the blizzard. And where did Twinkle go?
Didn't realize that they had those level 10 snap pick. And great play by Team Artemis. They're continuing the fight here. Out comes the ice wall, blocking off that well. We are going to see great boop by Athene. Black arrows online once again. So it's going to continue to push in this middle forward. And with just Everheart and Athene here, they're going to have to back off. We see Consume Souls coming out, trying to dissuade the members from stepping up here. That is going to be middle fort falling. Level 10 also hit for Team Gaia, as you saw there, but they may be looking to turn in once again. 3 more gems, and they can get this back-to-back turn-in happening. Yeah,
back-to-back turn-in is very toxic and very difficult to deal with because the waves are already pushed in. So This allows to actually pressure keeps then immediately. But it was a very clutch situation where the red team ended up getting level 10 just in a clutch in the nick of time, and a great entomb onto the Orphea in the last second, and great follow-up by the Stukov.
Absolutely. We're going to see them try and deny the second turn in here on the side of Gaia. Bottom was picked up by Team Artemis here, and Icewall will come out, not going to connect onto Twinkles or Morbok. Twinkles in quite a bit of a situation there, ends up getting bursted down thanks to several heroic combinations there. Morbok able to jump away and get to safety out of that entomb. Be a little much more difficult once they get that level 20 buried alive, but for now, Urel is going to be very hard to lock down with that one.
Urel was able to jump out of that entomb and save herself. But that was really great engaged by Team Artemis. Took the opportunity to also turn in after those kills. Jam and Athene stepping up, possibly looking to get a kill. Everhart trying to follow up on the Mephisto a little bit, but great peel by the area with her knockback.
Nara jumping in here, looking once again at Urel, has to jump away to safety. Jam under a little bit of pressure. Now Mephisto going to jump right back into that stun. Icewall coming out to catch two members. There's a knockback trying to save the day, but it's going to be Everhart going down. We are going to see Ardent Defender popped out here. Jam trying to peel for her team, but is very low. Already used the Iron Skin, so has to back away. Marbuckle goes back in. 25 gems on the floor. Going to be picked up by Jam, but that may be too little too late. She's running down. Leo chunking away, so much poison damage left. They're not able to finish her off. Gems have been picked up. Bottom will be lost, but for now they can live to fight another day.
Gems have been picked up, but there is an entomb already on the Twinkle. The focus on Orphea is tragic, and she doesn't get away. Paige, with a margin of HP, does walk out, but the ultimate from Mephisto secures the kill on Leo. #worth.
It's just trait value right now. The rest of the team will be able to back up and deal with these web weavers. That insane push there in the bottom lane. Webbies are able to take quite a bit of the map here. In fact, members of Team Gaia have the map completely opened up against them as the triple fort play comes to fruition there.
That was a really good turn in, and they got the best that they could out of that situation. Albeit I did say that they could get keeps, but instead they guaranteed all force, guaranteed a little bit of an XP lead. May I point out that it's only half a level lead, so the blue team is still solid in the game, trying to get a turn in here with Lucio on 51 gems.
They can look to fight it out. We're going to see both the Silence and Blizzard come out here to try and dissuade the teams. Everhart is going to be low. Little bit of a disconnect there as Icewall comes out with Entomb, both fading at the same time. Wheeling Arrow comes out. Marbuckle is very low, but Lunara going to be the first to go down here. Athena chasing away, very slippery on that Lucio. Twinkles has that Eldritch Conduit now, is going to be able to just chunk out the members of the red team here. Ari coming in, trying to buy some time for the team, drops the Blizzard. They should potentially be able to get out of here. Iron Skin coming out from Jam. Both teams reset. So they look to turn in again. They have to clear out this middle wave. So we do buy some time for Lunara to come back in here.
During that fight, the way the red team rotated towards the magic resist camp was absolutely fantastic. They did manage to survive the awful damage that Mephisto and Orphea were putting out. Twinkle is in a spot of trouble as Sylvanas dives in, but she does E out with a level 13 talent. However, counter engaged by Mark Buckle, the Leo in 2, and the Ice Wall on top of that. The Feast to try and zone out and help her teammates. But will Mark Buckle get away? Oh, great ultimate to ensure her safety, but Jam is popping low, really low in the back line. Great Blessed Shield to try and peel and secure possible 2 kills.
Let's trade on in. Jam very, very low. We are going to see Mephistos all come out. Page Biscuit is very low. Zebras is very low. Twinkle is trying to clear it up. Jumping on in. Lunara, though, wants blood. Stukov goes down. Traded out for Orphea. 2 for 1. 2 for 2. Urel gonna be the next to fall down here. Athene trying to get out. They have to get those gems away. Iron Skin to survive just a bit longer. Everhart is back in here now. Lunara will not go down to that Mephisto Spark. Ends up getting away with just a smidgen of health.
That was so clutch back and forth. The fact that
Oh,
both
man.
teams went only 2 for 2 is pretty impressive. So many nail biter situations there, but Lucio and Jam with all the gems and ended up surviving. Jam and Gem
Absolutely.
is making me get tongue twisters a little bit.
Yeah, definitely here. So, are going to see Bruiser Camp picked up here by the members of Team Gaia. Gonna have to try and reset a little bit. Level 16 is online for Team Artemis, so they don't want to come in and take another huge fight like that. They are still leagues away from getting that turn in on the side of Artemis. Only 27 gems in the bank available. 19 turn in. Meanwhile, double turn in is available if Team Gaia can ever get these gems in. It's got to be a lot of pressure for Jam and Athene right now to be carrying 109 gems on themselves right now.
Yeah, they're desperately trying to get that turn in, but they're also usually the ones who are zoning, and it is a very awkward situation for Team Gaia. But we do see Athene possibly in a position to get in those 69 gems. Jam doing a lot of focus, trying to pull away the enemy team. Great ultimate by Paige Nicholson back, Blessed Shield to ensure that she does survive, and a great blow-up combo by Orphea and Mephisto as the red team does get shredded. Ice Wall to try and peel for her team as the red team tries to slowly back out, but Urel says no and knocks everyone back. The ultimate from Mephisto to try and secure the kill on Sylvanas as she goes down.
Oh, grabbed her tap too, but it was not enough. Lunara coming in on Johanna, but that Iron Skin is available. Marbuckle looking for her now is kind of low. Going to pop the Ardent Defender to prevent going down to the Leaping Strike. Webweavers have been turned in. In the meanwhile, while they're all fighting, we're starting to get push in here. 2 members down on the side of the red team here now. So they're going to have to back away slowly. Look not to fight here. Nara up in the top is going to get started on this top Webweaver. They're going to have to be careful. They're by themselves for just a couple more moments. Sylvanas will be back in 10 seconds here, but that's a lot of damage that can come out in this top fort.
They did manage to clear the top, mid-Wed Weaver, but they are looking to get top fort. This fort is going to go down. No regards. So the team is looking to rotate and see what they can do somewhere else on the map while the red team defends top lane. Leo is alone, is isolated, a possible pick, but they decide to push mid-fort instead. The blue team do have another turn in again. Jam has the gems. So they might be looking to do something here as an ice wall goes out on Lucy, but he does manage to twinkle in a spot of trouble again, but manages to go through the wall, and a great counter the ultimate to zone everyone out. Leo does get out, and great peel by Urel and Jam.
Definitely finding the stride there for Team Artemis. Pinkle's understanding that they're always going to look to jump on top of her with that Entomb. Taco now having to get away, has the win runner to escape through these fights. However, Urel not going to be able to get out here. Jam coming back in. Doesn't have that Blessed Shield available for another 30 seconds. So the boobs are coming out. We're going to see another blue Webweaver phase. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to push in here as we don't have that Urel anymore. We're going to look, see if we can get some value, at least for a moment, down in the bot lane before pushing in mid. Team Gaia looking to open up this map against Artemis. It's been really, I think, the big problem here for Team Gaia is they just aren't able to pull back as safely as Artemis has been due to not having those forts.
A lot of ultimates were actually committed into killing and rescuing the Leo in the bot side with Ice Wall and Orphea ultimate. But I say to save Leo, but the Leo does go down. Eri does try to eat herself out to safety and pops her unstoppable to get some healing out. It was a very close call there. It did look like Leo was going to survive, but just in the nick of a second, collapses and falls. We see Rel going into the mid lane to clear up the lane. The objective is still pushing bot, but the gems are going to be in the red team's favor, so they have an opportunity to turn in and to counter push after the two consecutive turn-ins that were played against them.
Really solid defense from the red team there. Despite weathering 3 turn-ins now, they still have that middle fort. Not hanging on by much, but definitely still very much alive there.
We do see both teams taking camps. Both teams are posturing around mid-bot side, making sure to turning. A very important thing about Lunara on this map is the vision control she has with her Wisp. So she's doing great work there to ensure vision on turn-ins and where the enemy team is.
I have to scout out that wisp. We'll actually take a look
Oh.
at the level 1. Actually went for the intensify, or did go for sentinel wisp, so we will have a lot more vision there if she can keep it placed for a set amount of time. Red web weavers are coming in. Everhart is going to be in a bit of a pickle there. Out comes the sound barrier. It's not going to be enough. Level 20 is now online. Icewall going to come out. That buried alive, getting so much value out there. May opting for that flash freeze, not the shatter that we typically see at level 20, making sure she won't go down as easily. Jam trying to hold back for the time being. They burst through the iron skin now. We're looking at potentially a keep. The web weaver hasn't even landed yet. Twinkles is very low. They're going to back out, get stunned out by the blizzard before Artemis heads back in. Black arrows on the keep. Twinkle's looking to invade from the side with no entomb available. This is going to be harder to lock her down. We are going to see that silence come out, though, and Twinkles goes down. Lunara jumping on top of her with that wailing arrow. I see that.
Oh my goodness, that was a very, very aggressive dive by the red team, but they managed to get so much out of it, even before the web weaver had to go in. Now their core is open and vulnerable. Icewall to try and isolate the Lucio, but unable to connect. Mark Buckle trying to do everything she can, but it's the entomb and the silence to follow up to ensure that Urel remains. However, her ultimate possibly saved her there. Zebus is in a spot of trouble, had to push everyone back. Sylvanas tries to E out, but not enough damage from Mephisto to secure the kill on the Sylvanas.
Just going to have to clear and do those chores right now. And this is going to look like all 3 keeps going down there on the side of Team Gaia. It's going to be a really tough defense from here on out. What I wanted to just point out about that last team fight was a really quick snap pick, snap press decision there from Marbuckle on that Urel, going for the level 20 Seraphim. So just before the Entomb came up, was able to press that Unstoppable, get that Arctic Defender off, and saved her life. Really, really well done. Very technical play there.
The ladies are absolutely playing phenomenal. Transparent wants to point out NA ping, by the way. Fantastic play by the teams. And this is one thing I did mention, the play from NA side has been phenomenal across the board, not just with these 2 teams, but everywhere. Despite the ping, the ladies are playing absolutely well, and the response times are just, I would have never guessed that they're playing with such high ping.
Absolutely. I honestly forgot about it until I went ahead and mentioned it there. We're going to see another little skirmish here in the mid lane. Gaia has to be careful. They don't want to get invaded on here. They're going to look for Everhart on that Mephisto. In comes the Buried Alive. There is that feast, though. Great sound barrier from Lucio coming on through. Willing Arrow will connect onto Johanna. Twinkle's caught in that ice while the rest of the team running away. That's every single heroic used on both teams.
That is every single heroic used. That's incredible. So many ultimates bursted out, but absolutely no one died. Blue team did get off on the rougher side in terms of HP trades. So the red team is posturing around, looking to get possible kills, as they don't have turn in yet, and all their lanes are pushed in.
Siege Giants continuing to push on in. Large wave in the middle of the lane here. We could be looking at the beginning of the end, but all 5 members are still alive on blue team here. So Pink's coming out to get some help. We just got to deal with those chores for the time being. Taco looking to get on top of Twinkles there, but it's not going to be the case.
The red team is looking just to get the couple of more gems in. Don't be confusing with jams. They don't want jams. They want gems. But they're also posturing around to see if they can take a fight. The blue team also wants to take a fight to get their free turn in here. Rel tried to turn in. Jam gets a stun into the back line. Icewall in the back to try and zone out the enemy team. Paige is going to try and get a silence the tomb into the back line. Eri goes in with her E. Sylvanas dives into the back line. Mark Buckle doing so much work in the back. Silence the tomb onto the Mephisto, but it is too late as the DPSs are just too low and the red team is on the run.
Very, very low, trying to run for her life here. Not sure if that was the flash freeze that came out. That's a big stun. Flash freeze finally will end up coming down, not getting that reset on the Mephisto. Marbuckle in the back, finally popping the Ardent Defender, looking to zone away Stukov. A huge amount of damage coming out there. They're able to keep alive thanks to that one good spread, not good enough, though. Twinkles is going to take quite a bit of damage, but Lucio saving the day with that House Party Taco, trying to escape, but they are going to go down. Ares does not have that flash freeze back up yet. Has she made enough to get away? She pops her unstoppable with the cryo freeze. Twinkles once again very low, but Orphea is fair and balanced. Nexus hero finally ends up falling down. Ice Wall coming through. We're 3 for 3, and Tomb does not connect. It's a long drawn knockout brawl. Airy in the back very low. Everhart very low. Lunara finally going to put an end to Squigum's going to end up going down here. Airy, though, trades her own life. Can the rest of these members finish it off? Athene will end up going down. Johanna escapes just a teensiest bit of health.
Oh, that was so much back and forth. Very well done there on not taking a break on that cast. That was very impressive. That fight was so long, and it looked so much in favor of the blue team at the start, but then the red team managed to turn it around. It was fantastic. Twinkle diving into the backline, Lucio doing everything he could to keep his teammates alive, but it was just an inch not enough. Paige Biscuit trying to get the turn in right now. Mark Buckle doing everything and delay, but the silence in Tomb and the great follow-up from the Stukov and the Lunara damage bursts down the Urel, and the blue team is just not going to get the turn in.
The spawn!
Very naughty.
Base has been completely under siege. During that long team fight, we did see 80% or 20% of that base start to go down there. Now, shield is down. They're getting on the core. Web Weavers are here. I think we're looking at the beginning of the end.
Do we call this GG? This is going to be really rough defense for the blue team. Albeit they do have a double mage setup to try and clear as fast as possible, but it's looking pretty grim.
Gonna see Blessed Shield come out there. There is the Buried Alive. Nice filling swipes. Are gonna see that Consume Souls come out. Seems to be just a tickle at this point. Ice Wall coming out. Web Weavers are on the core. The shield has been able to regenerate. Twinkle's trying to keep alive. They're so full of poison, but just able to land those combos beautifully. Meanwhile, though, in the back, core is going down. That is me. Game number 1 going over to Team Artemis.
Team Artemis does win the first game of the series, despite the fact that, I thought that was such a close game, such back and forth in between both teams. And it looked so good for the blue team in the team fighting situation in the end. But with all keeps down and the objective on their core, it was just such a difficult situation for them. And they had to force Cyril back so early. But fantastic play by both teams, both blue and red. They did just phenomenal. And it's such an exciting series to be casting.
Absolutely. Really great play by the teams. I wanted to take a look at some of these stats. It seems my Heroes has decided to just stop where I can see everybody's names.
Oh, interesting.
That's about it.
Well, in terms of stats, the highest damage dealing on the blue team was Twinkles with 120,000 damage, with the enemy team, Lunar, being the highest with 110. So just a 10,000 damage difference between them. In terms of healing, Lucio outdid Stukov by about 25k, but that is pretty standard in such a long-going game. XP-wise, 18,000 by Urel, 18,000 by Leo, very well matched. They both soaked as best as they could. They both tried to double soak, but both also consistently rotated to ensure that they were engaging in team fights and helping out their teammates. The Urel diving into the backline did so much damage. Very, very fantastic play from a mechanical perspective, and also, like you highlighted, that picking the level 20 talent, cleansing herself, and then popping her ultimate to survive that. Oh, that was just beautifully played.
Very nicely done there. Finally have the stats. Look at them from the stream here. So if there's anything that catches my eye. And the biggest thing, just a very close game all around. 12 to 14 kills. The entire time, I wasn't convinced either team could win it either way. It was still just, anybody's game all the way up until the end. And even at the end there, no keeps. Web Weaver is on the core. I was like, maybe they can do this. But in the end, it was just a little bit too much damage.
Tomb of the Spider Queen is one of those maps that when you start losing forts and keeps, it does become oppressive. It does build up if you can deal with it, which is why there's so many complaints that it's such a snowballing map.
Right.
That's why it doesn't tend to get picked that very often. But it is a vintage map in terms of Heroes of the Storm. It's one of the originals, so a lot of teams have gotten used to playing around it, drafting around it. So that's why it does get picked up, despite that snowballing issue that I mentioned previously.
Absolutely. It's really, really well done by the ladies. Definitely makes sense why they are our top teams so far. As you mentioned, I believe you said that they had both gone 2-0 in their previous series.
Yes, both teams. 4-0. So they had 2 series each, and both teams went 2-0 in both games. Does that make sense?
Very nice. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, some of the chat was also saying that sound barrier did quite a bit. I mean, sound barrier, sure, but some of the boops were pretty amazing. I don't know about you. They were pretty clutch boops there as well.
Yeah, a couple of times saving the life. And it's always, when you have a skilled Lucio on your team, it's so amazing feeling because, I mean, so many times like I go in and I play Lucio and I just don't feel like I'm bringing the numbers. And then playing against a skilled Lucio can be very frustrating, especially myself as a tank man. You're looking for the perfect engage, you see it, and then you're booped back. You're like, all right, well, you know.
Well, I'm done for the day. GG, good luck next. Thanks for playing.
I'm going to go lay down, take a nap, you know, like you've ruined my whole engage with a basic ability, then they push off away.
No, so very, very good. Lucius are very difficult and toxic to deal with. We are going to go into game 2 with Towers of Doom being the second game. Are you expecting to see any respect bans coming out after that first game?
After that first one, I think the Leo was really fantastic. It really saved the day. Isn't necessarily the fastest for double soaking, so we could maybe see a Sonya come out there instead. But otherwise, trying to think of everybody who was in there currently. You know, lots of really solid plays. I could definitely see Sylvanas maybe being banned out just because of the map, and Taco played that beautifully. Also, you know, we laughed about the Lunara. Like, Lunara first pick, haha, you know, but she put in so much work.
Yeah, the damage output from Lunara was no joke. But the Team Gaia did actually respond really well with the Lucio pick, because it is well known that Lucio is considered a counter to Lunara, arguably, or just a very good pick against poison damage in general. And considering the enemy team had both Sylvanas and Lunara, I think their counter Lucio pick was fantastic. Really, really nice game knowledge and drafting knowledge on the side of the blue team in response to those 2 picks.
Absolutely. Alrighty, I'll hop in here as well.
Oh, are we in a lobby?
Believe so.
Yay. I wasn't invited, though. I invite myself.
I saw it in the lobby, and I always feel bad when I see them post the link. I'm like, I don't want to join too early and make them, you know, resort the teams, but...
oh, yeah, that's right. I should be more considerate like that. I forgot.
Sometimes. Other times I'm just like, knock, knock. Like,
I'm coming in.
Did you miss me? I missed you. Here I am. Move me.
To viewers who are just joining the Heroes Lounge channel, this is ATHENA Championship. It is a all-women's tournament where ladies battle it out in the best of 3. We are in the last series, third series of this evening, with 2 teams who performed spectacularly in their earlier matches in the Swiss playstyle, and finished 4-0, both of them, in their series, and they're battling it out for possibly the title of one of the best teams. Dun, 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 dun.
All right, it looks like we're getting ready here, and I am super stoked for who's gonna be, you know, crowned our best team here. It's been a very exciting series so far. We're only 1 game in, so hopefully Gaia will look to bring it back, send it to a game number 3, because this is their first loss of the tournament. So now I'm sure they're eager to dish out some revenge.
Absolutely. I'm ready for a reverse sweep. I'm ready for 3 games, and it's easily doable. Seeing how Team Gaia played in the last game, they played phenomenal. Absolutely, I've no doubt in my mind that they can win this and make this a exciting 3-game series. No pressure Team Jam, or should we call them Team Double Jam?
All right, and we're heading on in. So what are you looking to see here as we head into Towers of Doom?
Diablo. That's just me, a personal thing. I love insta-locking Diablo on this map. So many perfect wall bangs, so many nice surfaces to slap people around with. But in general, on this map, I did discuss this previously before. What you tend to like to see is picking late game things that scale, things that do well with later talents and later choices, or stacking heroes, because you can give up early objectives on this map and allow to scale to late game, and then absolutely dominate after level 16 or after level 20, depending on the power spike. So there is a lot of macro involvement here. But the counter to that is the other enemy team could end up saying, you know what, we're going to pick Giga early heroes, and we're just going to run you over early. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of that from both teams.
Me as well. Going through a little bit of a different rotation. Still same heroes, but Chromie going to be banned out first, and then a Hogger coming through as well. Looks like Team Gaia does have first pick this time round. So just getting that Chromie out, seeing if something frustrating can be banned away as they ban out Sonya next.
Exactly the same bans as last time. They do not want to deal with that Chromie, which is a scaling champion hero, by the way, that I did mention before. You don't want to go into late game. And Chromie's just toxic on this map. Like, you'll never get the channel off. She can just stand behind that wall and just... It's annoying.
Absolutely. She's just pinging you from Narnia. You're trying to run away, and then things like slowing sand come through, and you're just like, please, can I control my character, please?
Can I move in this video game, please?
Sylvana's going to be first picked for Jam this time, and I believe that is going to be Everhard.
I think, yes, you're right, because the crown moved to the other Jam, so this is Everhard who picked, not Jam Jam. So this is Jam Everhard.
Right. Not Jam Jam, different Jam.
What's your favorite Jam?
My favorite? Oh, good question. I like Blackberry Jam.
Oh, Blackberry's so good on toast.
Yes. What about yourself? We're going to see Brightwing and Lunara come back in once again. Not going to be banned out this time.
Yeah, and we do see that first pick, Lunara. I wonder if it's an issue of, hero pool choice that's coming out on from the red side, picking heroes that they just don't are trying their best to get access to and prioritize. But the Brightwing pick is really good. Very good global presence, but also reduced cooldown on the Z with the level 1 talent. Whoa.
Absolutely. Ooh! 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 We're going to see Mal'Ganis come in here. This makes me really excited. Now, definitely still some things that can come out to, confront him a little bit. But Uther, probably the best Mal'Ganis counter, already being banned away by Team Artemis. I am super stoked. He was recently buffed. And the worst thing about Mal'Ganis is just that if you can get in there, as long as you have mana, you can't die. You just run in, you disrupt them with that Fell Claws, and then you just live forever.
I'm really excited to see Jam play Mal'Ganis. It's going to be an exciting game regardless. One of the things that Mal'Ganis is vulnerable is to CC. And I know we say that a lot, right? We say, this tank is weak to CC, right? But why is Mal'Ganis vulnerable to CC? Because his whole kit revolves around him using abilities and to gain HP out of it, i.e. making him tanky out of that. That's why Mal'Ganis is considered quite vulnerable to CC. We do see that the amazing Lyric from last game being picked up by Page Biscuit again, and Kerosh by Eri. I love it.
One of the same. I feel like Mal'Ganis and ETC share a lot of similarities, and we'll talk about them in a second because oh my goodness, more Buckle coming in with the Vikings. Now, thing to consider about this is if you have Lunara on your team, she is a pretty good Viking hunter. But nevertheless, it's going to allow full access to the 4-man to be anywhere on the map they want and not have to worry about losing XP.
Oh, in the previous series, we do see Cassia, Taco picking up Cassia here. In the previous series, myself and Akari were just talking about, we want to see Vikings. We want to see Vikings. Like, we haven't seen Vikings. And we see Vikings. This is going to be such an exciting series to cast. We do see a Mal'Ganis and a Vikings on the side of the blue team. The blue team is picking out spicy picks. You know, we were talking earlier about their Mephisto and their Orphea double mage pick on Doom of Spider Queen. And now they're picking up Mal'Ganis and Vikings in this series. It's pretty exciting to cast such interesting comps.
Absolutely. They're definitely coming in to put on a show, which I am all about. Now, big thing about Vikings here is Garrosh is going to struggle in the late game. We already know that Garrosh kind of falls off late game because once you get to the level 13, 16 talents, your opponent usually has more to deal with being thrown. You know, maybe some towers have been pushed down, so it's more difficult to throw them over the wall towards that. But also, Garrosh survives on armor, and once we get that Norse force going, it's going to be really difficult because the Vikings don't care about armor at all. They'll shred right through you with that extra percentage damage.
And now we're finally going into the second game of the series with Team Gaia versus Team Artemis. It's 0-1 with respect to the win to Team Artemis. On the blue side, Team Gaia, we have Jam Jam playing Sylvanas, we have Twinkles playing Orphea, we have Mark Buckle playing Lost Vikings, Athena on Stukov, and Jam Everhart playing Mal'Ganis. Oh no! Yes, no, I mixed them up. Damn it! It is Jam Jam playing Mal'Ganis, and it is Jam Everhart on Sylvanas. There we go.
Alrighty, and over here on the red side, we got Zebus on that Brightwing. Aerie will be your Garrosh. Daranushka, which I practiced the entire draft, will be our Lunara once again. Paige Biscuit on the Leoric, and then Taco on that Cassia. Big team fight coming out already. Mal'Ganis taking quite a bit of damage there. They have to back up, as Sukov Silence going to put that to rest real quick.
That throw was looking very spicy onto the Mal'Ganis, and I just realized that the red team is actually in a position to kill Mal'Ganis because with the throw, combo, CC chain, and the follow-up polymorph from Brightwing, they can absolutely burst that Mal'Ganis. And that armor shred that Cassia is going to go is, I think this is going to be very oppressive to deal with Mal'Ganis, as we see one of the Vikings going down in the mid lane as Taco killed the poor Viking.
Jam gonna have to back out here while Everhart, different Jam, is going to just try and zone away the rest of the red team. Poor Mal'Ganis would just like to catch a break. They're throwing in those spears. Thunderstroke at level 1, already sitting at 6 stacks. But now both teams going to back away for a moment. They get the sleep off onto Garrosh. Oh no, didn't hit with the stun. And now Jam is in a little bit of a pickle. Mal'Ganis will end up going down. Camp will be taken by Team Gaia. And now they're going to have a harder time pushing these pumpkins in.
Yeah, I mentioned that Mal'Ganis needs to be careful. That Garrosh throw combo with the Brightwing is sure to death. Oh my god, the polymorph and the...
Okay. Haunting Wave comes out, not going to be enough.
That is a deadly combo. I am not... if I was on the blue team, I would not be happy, but this is going to be very rough. But you did mention that Garrosh does fall off late game. So it is something that the blue team could look to play or to counter. With their level 10s, they can outmaneuver and outsustain this. Jam looking to possibly get a sleep. Aerie spraying her way in, throwing Jam into the backline. Polymorph follow-up and great follow-up damage by Lunara. Cassia not there, getting the soak in mid to ensure that the Vikings don't get too much value. Looking at the XP difference already, we do see that the red team is almost one full lead level ahead in XP.
Those 2 kills really paying dividends. That coupled with the Viking once again. Jam gonna go in. Guys, don't stand next to Garrosh. That kills you. I think we finally cracked the code there. If you stand too close to him, that polymorph combo is really devastating. Luckily for them, they have the Vikings. So if somebody goes down, as long as it's in the bottom lane and a Viking doesn't end up getting picked off here, they won't fall too behind on that XP. So.
The red team is pottering on the bot side to get the channel off. Twinkle's trying to see if she can interrupt and sustain them. Vikings do causing chaos up on the top side, which I absolutely appreciate and understand their job. Mark Buckle. Run! doing some great job there. The blue team on the bot side trying to see if they can get it. Garrett throwing Jam away. And this is Jam that got thrown out.
Lots of damage coming in now. Great zoning with the Stukov silence. Jam is zoning everybody back. They're finally going to be able to back it away, get the channel. And the members of Team Gaia actually coming out on top here despite their early game snafus. With the Vikings able to distract up in the top, they had to send Cassia down. Ended up being a 4v5 in the bottom lane. And despite being down level 7, they managed to take those early shots. So still fighting back in this game number 2.
Paige Biscuit in a spot of trouble as she has to Wraith walk out of there, but does so safely and smoothly. Level XP advantage slightly towards the red team, but their lanes are pushed in, so the blue team have an opportunity to catch up and close that gap that they had lost due to the couple of kills that went over to the red side.
Absolutely there. Once again, back to grabbing these camps. Pumpkins are the most important thing on the map. Now that everybody is alive, they should have a better chance of trying to push these in. Viking goes down up in the top lane.
I do want to side. Oh, sorry, I was going to say a side note that Jam is going to find great silence there by the Stukov to ensure that that Garrett doesn't get the throw in area, popping her unstoppable to make sure that she doesn't get too CC chained. I was just going to say that Mal'Ganis is going to have a lot of trouble getting into the backline with a polymorph Brightwing, but also with the Lunara. That is a very toxic matchup, as we see Garrett getting the throw off and Jam again. Brightwing, polymorph, CC chain, but she is going to manage to get the sleep out. Silence Stukov in the back to ensure that her tank gets away to safety.
Both teams able to get those pumpkins in. And now this will get easier for Jam on the Mal'Ganis as we rotate on through. We have the Will of Tichondrius at level 7, and this is an extra percentage damage on that Gyarados. So anytime he throws him in, that's extra percentage means extra healing there. So will get easier as time goes on. However, Vikings go down. Teams saying, you know what, don't worry, we got this with the Vikings. Didn't end up being the case, as both of these altars are going to go over to the red team. In the meantime, though, bottom is being taken by Team Gaia here. Jam going to use those Banshees to head back in. Solid play. Oh no, the Unstoppable didn't get the silence, but there is a big silence, big sleep. They try to throw Brightwing to safety, but it's not going to be enough. The poison damage from Sylvanas ends up taking her life.
That was such a close situation. Almost Aerie getting the throw off on her teammate to save the Brightwing, but not quite enough. Athene having to use the swipe in a clutch situation to save herself and her teammates, and really well played by the blue team to disengage from that. The blue team slowly finding their footing and getting ahead and matching up on the XP curve that they were slightly behind earlier.
Level 10's now online. We saw lots of them come out there. Big value from that ball lightning. We're just dueling it out in the bottom here. Jam trying to keep control of this middle bush. He's going to be in a little bit of trouble, but ends up being able to get away. We do see that level 10 come out. She opted for the dark conversion. Gyarados' CC already being thrown out. There wasn't much for them to do to stop that. Twinkles once again creating her own dirty bathtub inside of that entomb. Aerie getting low. Paige Mystic getting low. Jam getting low. Everheart will end up going down here. Paige looking worse for wear, but the throw from Gyarados saves their life. They're trying to continue to get out of here. We have a couple of Vikings in the mix to help out, but both teams managed to hop.
Oh, that was a very close situation there. I absolutely love the fact that I did not notice that Jam took a dark conversion. Absolutely appreciate Jam taking this. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite talents in this video game, and I hope she takes a level 20 upgrade and absolutely smurfs and carries with it. We do see the red team, however. Oh, sorry.
I was 100% could see that. That's all I wanted to say. But as you said, that it's going to be the altar going over to the red team. Viking taken down.
Yeah, the red team are slightly ahead on the whole tower take, but like I said, it's okay to give up the early objectives if you're scaling towards late game. And with Sylvanas level 16 talent, and Mal'Ganis does scale really well towards late game, it's something that the blue team is looking to be a bit more oppressive with and trying to, you know, wait out until the power spike is reached.
Absolutely. Now, one of the things that I did notice in that last team fight with the dark conversion that I hadn't really considered before is Garrosh has kind of a predictable style of CC. So we're going to see it come out right there. There's the taunt. The dark conversion is available. So now Jam can go back in once she gets low, and she's able to hold out for those abilities, especially since she knows, what succession they're going to come out for. This will make it easier for her to stay in the fight. You don't necessarily always have to go for the biggest, beefiest boy, There is a 100% Brightwing there, then absolutely chunk that down.
I absolutely understand what you mean, because after the combo from Garish and after the combo from Brightwing, if Jam is able to pull off the dark conversion, she clutches the situation and absolutely turns it on its head over heels and can win a team fight instantly.
She's going to continue dueling it out. Only one altar. There's the Garrosh combo coming down. 4 seconds on taunt. Is going to try and use that sleep to get away. Daranushka gonna back out of it, though. Does not get slept. Both teams in position to try and cap this. They do have vision thanks to that Sentinel Wisp in the bush. Taunt comes out. This is the full Garrosh combo. Jam very low in the back. Was able to get the dark conversion off. Just a smidgen of health, but it was enough in the back. Paige Biscuit and Daranushka trying to keep their lives together, trying to bring down some of these Vikings, but shots and the team fight will go over to the blue team.
Jam Everhard is trying to dive into the backline and almost got the Brightwing, as Brightwing did blink away to safety towards Cassia. Really well played by the blue team. It's exactly how we predicted we would say would happen. It's if Jam can survive the first burst and can get her ultimate off afterwards, it is absolutely a page turner of an event. Oh, they do get the bot tower, the blue team, and this is everything what is important about this map, controlling this bottom bell tower. And the blue team are now in an advantageous position. Eri trying to get the throw onto the Jam, Polymorph to follow up. She is going to be CC, tries to counter engage with the sleep. Sylvanas dives in, following her Jam. This small Jam is following the big Jam to the ends of the earth.
A little jar and big jar going in there. We are going to see blue team continue to try and defend this bottom tower, because if you control the bottom, then you can pretty much control this game. It's really hard to try and get value elsewhere. Leo will try to do so, but again, we are in that sketchy zone there. Have the Nordic Attack Squad online. Taunt is going to come out. Athene very low, able to knock everybody back with that flailing swipe. Meanwhile, 4 is getting low, but still belongs to the blue team, so going underneath it can be disastrous. However, finally taken back as Team Gaia back away.
Oh, that was a really clunky situation. But the red team have been able to gain control of their bell tower. Both teams are about to hit level 16 as I speak. The blue team is getting their level 16, which level 16 is considered one of the big power spikes in the game. So I'm interested to see what the teams are able to do. Cassia getting a kill on the Viking, and they're possibly contesting both top side and bottom side. The red team is greedy.
You see the big throw come out there. Twinkles takes a bite from that leaping stripe. Daranushka, though, gonna go down. Unstoppable comes out. Jam chasing down once again with that percentage damage. We're going to see this altar go over to Team Gaia on the blue side. Meanwhile, up in the top, Cassia will chase out that Olaf. Ends up being able to actually wait. Here's the play again. Taco going to try and get it, but there's the large and in charge stun. Ball lightning coming out. So hard to split these Vikings. That's 2 more going down. Pace is down here, and Marbuckle already using their heroic. Are they going to sacrifice this Olaf? She is. There's the mount. There's the stun.
Very nice play. Look at the jukes! Look at that go! Oh, man, the
and the rest of the team is here now. The Entomb is down. Entomb for a Viking. Everhard on the backside. That's Cassia going down. Paige Biscuit going to be thrown to safety by Eri. There's the taunt. There's the throw away. Unstoppable comes out. Big chunks here. But it's not going to be enough. 2 of these altars going over to the side of Team Gaia.
Olaf said, "I'm just a distraction," as he baits the Leo and the Cassia out and secures the kills on those on that team. Really nice sleep there onto the Garish Airy, going a bit low, but they do back out and just focus on protecting this bottom bell tower. Controlling the bottom is really, really important on this map, and the blue team continues and consistently remains in this position.
Absolutely, as we're just continuing to put pressure in the bottom. Possession coming out from Sylvanas, really making it difficult to engage with these minions. Twinkles and Jam have such a big wave clear advantage there. Big taunt coming out. 2 members are caught in. There's the Eternal Feast. But once again, just going to dissuade Team Artemis from coming in and taking this tower.
Team Artemis are in a position, they really want to get this bell tower, but their wave clear in comparison to the blue team just isn't on par. Garish is stepping up, looking to possibly throw Jam, as Page Biscuit is here to follow up. Eri does get stunned. The Entomb does not connect into the backline. Garish gets rooted under the tower, and the great silence by Stukov. Really well played by Athene to make sure that Garish is locked down and unable to move.
Just gonna continue hanging out here. This is spicy. They find the sleep onto Eri. Going in with your only escape like that into a Gyarados can be pretty risky. Brightwing coming back into the fray. Ball Lightning doing the Lord's work. Dark Conversion not getting off in time, and that is gonna be Jam going down. The rest of Team Gaia is going to need to back out here, but it looks like Athene going down. Taunt comes out. That is going to be 4 members killed out on the side of Team Gaia.
Absolutely well played by Team Artemis. That counter engage was fantastic. They do give up objective for this case, but it is an opportunity for them to get back in the game. They're ahead in XP now. They're going to get level 20, but also they're focusing again the bot tower before they start channeling the mid objective.
Looking for those extra shots in here. Now, they did lose the 5 to the Vikings, but now they're in a very advantageous position as they grab these extra 4 shots. Leo does end up going down in the mid. Camps are being taken with nobody to defend. We could see this bottom bell tower going over to the side of Team Artemis.
I absolutely love the chaos that Mark Buckle is causing with the Vikings as throws are being tossed left and right to ensure that they're not doing a whole lot, but they're back. They're back again, all 3 of them. And Mark Buckle using her ultimate to ensure that her Vikings are back to pester and annoy.
Oh, that play again. You can feel the palpable frustration. They tried to take this middle fort. It will end up going down to minions. Now they're going to set their eyes on the bottom. Mal'Ganis very low. Will end up going down there. The Vikings are on their way. Level 20 online. For the moment, the bottom survives.
The red team are in a good position. They managed to get the mid fort, possibly forcing the blue team to try and siege it. Gives them an opportunity to dive in onto the bottom fort here and to take it. Like I said, controlling the bottom bell tower is really important on this map, and it allows the team to create pressure and control the map space. So I like this prioritization from both teams, both the red and the blue team. Now that the bottom bell tower has been spawned, and I don't think Mal'Ganis is going to make it in time.
It's going to be Olaf going down too, which is such a shame because he's the tank now while we wait for Jam. But it looks like they're just going to have to give it up. The rest of the team waiting patiently for this bottom bell tower to come down. They will have the black arrows, so they can look to fight under. But right now, it's all about clearing away these sappers. Brightwing is heading back to grab that altar. She will be able to blink in as needed. Right now, Eri looking for the throw. Controlled Chaos does come out, slaps back the Viking or the Sappers and the Gyarados, but he is able to throw one in 10-14 on these teams. Bulbul and Teamfight coming out there. Big taunt onto Orphea, who walks forward. And Silence Entomb grabs 2 members. Orphea blasted down. Athene taking quite a bit of damage. There's the big throw as Mal'Ganis and Stukov do end up going over. And now it's just Everheart and Marbuckle alive to try and fight this out.
Oh, Mark Buckle and Everheart are the only ones left alive and are forced to try and defend this. But there isn't a whole lot that the red team can do. Boss has spawned. Camps haven't spawned yet. They've already taken control of the bottom tower. What is left to do? They are going to take the bottom suicide campers here and try to get some value in mid. But Zebus and Pagebiggus are falling extremely low because the Vikings and Everheart are doing so much. A great stun on the Leo. And the Leo actually... Oh,
Oh, Leo earning that trait value. They're going to throw the Vikings. That is going to be Olaf and Balog going down, but there is play again. They are back. Hard thing here for Team Artemis is their siege damage isn't exactly the swiftest. Despite having that Lunara and the Cassiette, ends up being a slow play. So now the rest of the team has had time to mostly respawn, start getting
oh. We do see Garrosh possibly looking for a throw. Gets the Vikings. Mark Buckle getting thrown in behind. Oh, and the Viking does fall down with that great throw. Eri is just such a monster on this Garrosh, punishing absolutely anyone and everyone, even slightly out of position. Or if anyone even just looks funny at her.
It's going to be really hard here. It's only Olaf down. I'll make that too as Balog goes down there as well. Jam in a bit of a predicament. There goes the Entomb and the Ball Lightning. This is looking really rough for Team Gaia. Paige Biscuit zoning beautifully. Twinkle's going to come in and try and separate it, but she has bursted down so hard. Huge wailing arrow going to find the fight onto Garrosh. Paige Biscuit next on the chopping block. Everhart diving in, but Taco wants blood. Twinkle's coming in. The silence is not enough. 5 shots left, and that is going to be game number 2 going over to Team Artemis.
GG. Really well played by both teams, Team Gaia and Team Artemis. Such a clenching and close game by both teams in both games. Fantastic play by both teams, and it was so exciting to see such interesting and spicy picks in draft. It was just phenomenal to cast this game.
It was really, really exciting, and I'm so thrilled that I got to be a part of it because both games could have gone Team Gaia's way in just, a fraction of a second, just a couple of split decisions there that ended up allowing Team Artemis to prevail. They pulled it out really well, and that Leo absolutely not to be trifled with. Beautiful Entombs. That being said, how many people can say, yeah, I got a team to burn both Ball Lightning and Entomb on me, and we still won the objective. It always feels bad to burn those heroics on a Viking.
The Vikings managed to get so much value, and Marco, early on, your Rel did so much work. To be honest, just the both teams, from a micro perspective, did so phenomenal. There was so many little underlined plays that they did fantastically well, and we maybe as casters didn't even get to highlight it enough. Or as much as we would have liked to. So I hope you understand and appreciate the phenomenal plays that these ladies did. Another side note, again, half of these women are playing from NA with such high ping and still performing so outstanding. I'm very shocked and just delighted to see such amazing plays.
Been a really, really exciting series, and some people are playing upwards of 200 ping. That's a 2-second delay, so really fantastic they were able to come out and show what they were able to put up here. I can't say enough, and I know we keep harping on it, but really well done. They were very fun, very exciting games to see.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I personally am going to say goodbye. I want to say a huge thank you, Jinxie Cat, for coming and casting this series with me. I'm so honored and so blessed. Thank you so much. You were an absolute joy to cast with. And Fujin Akara, you too, if you're still in the chat.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure, and I appreciate you very much for hanging out and chatting with me. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It was really wonderful.
Thank you. Well, with that, I am going to be saying goodbye to everyone. I'm going to be hopping off and letting a tiny owl, a Heroes Lounge member of management, to step in and to say final words. I just personally am going to say thank you to all the people who I interviewed. Thank you to Heroes Lounge for giving me the opportunity to cast and work with you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Goodbye!
Yes, thank you so much, Erin, for all the work you did. It's been amazing. You've did so much work on the interviews and putting it all together. And yeah, just thank you. And I have a couple of more words for the other people that were working on today. There has been the moderators behind the scenes, Typhoon Hawk, Eric's, DK, Poppin. Thank you for making sure all the girls uploaded everything on time and that we got like matches to play and rounds to do. It was all super smooth, and thank you so much for that. All the other casters as well. So Samu and Luca, who've been running Lounge 2 alongside the main cast, and Samu also for putting all the beautiful overlays that were made together. Acticam and Hoot for the French and the German language casts, and of course Jinxie Cat and Fujinakari as beautiful co-casters for Aaron as well. And behind the scenes in the preparation, we also had a couple of people that I really want to thank. So Scheherazade, thank you so much for your guidance on how to get the tone of this event right. You were a great help in putting this all together. Your experience with Aniki has been great to have on board. And like I said, Alukia, you made amazing design work for the logo and for the layouts. It was amazing. It was so much better than we even imagined when we started. So thank you a lot for that. And definitely, last but not least, Transparent, you've been amazing these last few weeks. You've done more than any volunteer ever should. I think it's been great that you put your idea, like, you know, it's became our idea, but you've been like taking care of so many small details, messaging so many people, and just being on the ball the whole time. It's been super great, and I think, I at least am super happy that I could participate, and I hope that counts for all the players that were here. I hope everyone that signed up enjoyed the day. I hope that you had a good time, and I'm sure that there are some small things that we can do better for next time, so please do leave your feedback if you have something to say, if you have something you think we could do better next time, because there will be a next time. We don't have a date yet, but it will be there, and I hope to see you all very soon again. And thanks again, Aaron. You're amazing. Thank you for the work the whole day. And with that, I hope to close it off. So see you next time.